r/AskReddit, what's a strongly held belief/opinion you recently did a complete 180 on? My mom, brother, and I really enjoy them, but my dad still won't touch them. He doesn't believe they're no longer the boiled farts of his childhood. We had Miracle Whip in my house growing up. I thought it was just a brand of regular mayonnaise. I hated it. One day I had a sandwich with actual real mayonnaise on it. It was the best sandwich of my life up to that point. I looked into it and Miracle is some weird thing that's to mayonnaise what margarine is to butter. I hated beer until my late 20s, when I finally had something besides Bud Light or Coors. Mayonnaise vs Miracle Whip, link. I used to be hardcore anti-napping, thinking it was a waste of time. Recently, after diving into the science of it, I've become a nap enthusiast. Turns out, a well-timed nap can be a game changer for productivity and mood. If you set a timer for 20 minutes and just close your eyes, even if you don't fall asleep or are just starting to go under when the alarm goes off, you will feel rejuvenated. At least it works for me. There is some science to it, though I can't remember where I saw it. Power napping is real. That my PhD matters. I've been destroying myself over it while the institution I study at has completely failed to support me. I thought without the doctor I would be a failure. I realize now that I'd rather earn good money in a job I like and travel and live happy rather than keep making up for their failure. I'm a PhD dropout, and now I'm working in my dream job. Sometimes things work out in ways you don't expect. I'm not a project that needs to be constantly worked on. Growth is important, but sometimes you just gotta be. Plants don't grow all year long. This is a good one. I used to not like mashed potatoes, but it turns out my parents were just super fucking bad at making them. I was dead set against blue cheese. I got some regular mild buffalo wings from Domino's one night and thought fuck it, I'll get one dip of blue cheese and if I don't like it I'll just toss it out. I ordered 2 ranches just in case. I actually love blue cheese now. Shit tasted so good, haha. I get it all the time now. Now level up further and eat real blue cheese. Some paired with the red wine is incredible. So I judged Danny McBride for the type of characters he always portrayed, toxic masculinity being the general theme. I always thought his improv style was just going for the low-hanging fruit. I only recently discovered the righteous gemstones and was blown away by the writing and character development. Completely changed my opinion on him. Saw him in a new light. He voices the dad in Mitchell's vs. The Machines, adding to his wholesome character repertoire. Not recent, but I'm a boomer so we were raised to believe homosexuality is wrong. I never got worked up about it, but the idea was there. I got to thinking about it and realized it's none of my business. What led me to that was the observation that the only difference is that they sleep with different people. How does that concern anybody else? Thank you for coming to this realization. I wish my boomer dad would. We don't talk anymore, but I miss what could have been sometimes. Onions. I used to hate them, but like them now. But I still don't like sweet onions. Taste like onion-flavored apple. Worst of both worlds. Wait until you try cooked onions. I was team creamy peanut butter all the way back to kindergarten. Then during the pandemic, I changed to crunchy peanut butter. I saw the jar in the cabinet and thought it looked really good and now it's my preferred peanut butter. I think I was going through a midlife crisis. Creamy peanut butter will never forgive this betrayal. For me, I'm finding out that not everyone can cook, because my parents are good cooks. I thought Elder Scrolls Online is a boring online game that I'll never like, especially since trying it once. I was extremely wrong. I play almost every day, with my wife. I absolutely love this game's the world, the missions, the everything. 700 hours in that game. No regrets at all. I love ESO. I thought W. Bush was as bad as it could get. Then the universe said, challenge. Did you say challenge? Challenge. A government that can prevent you from getting an abortion is a government that can force you to get one. Damn, that's good. I used to think police were just doing their job and I thought if you just complied with their orders and treated them with respect you wouldn't have any trouble. Then I started really listening to people with different experiences with the police, and realized we all judge each other based on our own personal experiences, which we shouldn't do. My black friend in LA was pulled over 3 times in the same day because he's young and drives an expensive car. That would never happen to me in a million years. I was against weed. I knew too many dudes who fell so deeply in love with it that it became their entire personality. So I never tried it. Till I got married to an occasional stoner. It's fun, I get it why people love it so much. And I don't find it addictive at all, for me. But some people. That's the worst part about weed is the fucking potheads that never STF you about weed or bragging they're stoned. It's like a drunk wineo that won't STF you about wine and extremely subtle notes in it. Recycling as a thing we as a society do is kinda bullshit. Plastic recycling is certainly a falsehood. Metal, glass, and to an extent paper can be recycled fine. I used to hate standardized tests and thought they were just a way for people to buy their way into better schools and were an inaccurate measure of true academic ability. Then I saw an article in defense of them that basically admitted that everything I thought was true, but every single other current metric is easier to buy with money and an even worse measure of academic performance. Learned that day that flawed tools are sometimes the only tool you have. I always considered myself Christian, but over the last 16 months or so, I feel far more agnostic. I still respect religion. I just don't feel like I really have much use for it anymore. I was raised Catholic and am now more or less atheist. I was able to read and remember the passages of the Bible, hear the sermons and saw the hypocrisy of the church. I almost worry I will burst into flames when I have to step back into my childhood church. I used to believe the Iraq War was really over oil, until I discovered pretty much none of it went to the US at all. It's a simplistic explanation for a bad war that sounds correct, but isn't. You'll see similar simplistic materialist narratives offered for other immoral wars, and they're usually equally wrong. I've seen people try and claim that the Russia-Ukraine war is really about Ukraine's natural resources. It's not. Not recent, but when I was in Catholic grade school, I wanted to go to the anti-abortion march in DC every year. Never did. Now I'm a pro-life atheist. Edit, ha. Pro-choice * atheist totally ruined my punchline. That was the 180. People are inherently good/decent. Nope, I've been corrected and humbled numerous times. I don't fuck with weed anymore. I got way too high. That most people who were religious were caring people. Now, I realize how hateful and intolerant they really are. Yeah. My mom is one of those. She's the most religious person I know and also the most closed-minded hateful. It's sad she was never this way until she found God. I was a conservative into my early mid-20s and then I hard flipped on every single policy. None of that shit makes sense if you think about it at all. I wasn't an extremist, but they definitely tricked me into believing bullshit like trickle-down economics. Standardized tests even the playing field for lower-income kids. Know what a good term is for someone who's conservative but not rich? Scammed. Good job looking at it critically. When I was a child, I used to believe that sex was disgusting and immoral. I wanted to be pure and remain a virgin for life. Now I'm super pro-sex and even support sex workers and one-night stands. I'm pro-sex workers, pro-do what you want, just be safe. But I'm sex repulsed, so please do all those things, just not with me. Though I happily read romance and erotica, those don't bother me, because I'm not involved. I can't think of anything now, but I think it's important to reflect on these moments that you do. Very character defining to change your mind and realize you are wrong. I will think about this and remember times that I was wrong, which is so many. For it to be a black and white scenario, that's the hard part. I'm an avid gardener and used to hate the idea of cut flowers. These days, I consider cut flowers as plants paying rent. Haha, that's cute. But I mean it's also part of their life cycle. When they flower it actually means they are dying. That's why if you want your flowers to look as impressive as possible for a certain date, stop watering a few days before. They will all bloom as a survival instinct. Brussels sprouts. My dad always said he hated them growing up, so I assumed he was right and never ate them. Had some recently and they were delicious. Brussels sprouts now have a lot of the bitterness/gross taste bred out of them. It started in the late 90s/early 2000s. So probably the Brussels sprouts he ate growing up definitely tasted different. Link. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.